Hello, welcome. We are in Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park. If you know what happened, you'll know the significance of this place. If not, settle in as we show you what you can expect to find. So if you don't know, Hiroshima is a large point of significance not only for Japan, but the rest of the world. In 1945, after the rest of the fighting had ended, Japan and America were still going at it. You see, in the beginning of the war, Japan had previously invaded a lot of China and Indochina areas, and America wanted them to leave. But because Japan refused, America decided to place an embargo on fuels, scrap metals and such, all heading to Japan. Obviously, this pissed them right off, so they retaliated with the famous attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. Now, bring it back to 1945. As Japan looked like they were going to continue fighting, America took a nuclear weapon, which was called the Little Boy, and dropped it in the heart of this city, causing devastating destruction for kilometers around. Hundreds of thousands died, and after dropping one more bomb in Nagasaki, the Japanese then surrendered and the war was over. This was the first and second nuclear weapons ever to be used in a war. However, due to the extremity of the attack, the Hiroshima Peace Park was erected, not only to educate people on what happened, but also as a message going forward to try and get rid of nuclear weapons altogether by showcasing the utter destruction they can cause. We had a few options on what to do with our time at the park. You can get paid guided tours starting around £15 per person. You have a free 1.5 hour tour done by volunteers, or you have the option to do a self-guided tour using the information you can gather from the internet and some of the locations. In this video, we're going to do a self-guided tour. The point of this video isn't to tell you everything we found out, but more to show you what you can expect to see. So let's start off with the most obvious and prominent part, the atomic dome. Before the bomb, it was just the Hiroshima Prefectural Industrial Promotion Hall, but it happened to be at the centre of the bomb blast. This was one of very few buildings to be left standing after the bomb went off. It is believed that the only reason it was left standing is due to the blast being pushed down on the building instead of into the side of it. There have been split opinions on this building, whether to keep it up or not. A lot of people call for it to be knocked down as it was unsafe and also a nasty reminder of what happened. But a lot of people wanted to keep it standing as a symbol of the bomb and a constant reminder going forward that this should never happen again. I think whatever your opinion on the matter, it is incredible that the building survived. Next up is the rest house. Before the war, it was a very well established kimono shop, and then during the war became a fuel distribution centre. Inside you have 3 accessible levels. The first floor is a souvenir shop with tourist information. On the third floor, you have a bit of a background of the area before the attack. It goes into detail of how people live their lives and even has an animation made by a famous artist depicting life in Hiroshima. And in the basement you have an extract from a man who was in the building at the time of the bomb attack. Of the 37 people in the building that day, he was the only one to survive due to having to grab some forgotten paperwork. A good thing to note is the tourist information offers a brilliant map with all the spots marked on there, as well as other good things in the area to do and even good food spots, so it's worth stopping in there too. The third stop is the Children's Peace Memorial. This monument was erected in honour of all the children that lost their lives on that day, and as a result of the radiation from years later. It was inspired by one girl, who at the age of 2 survived the main blast, but later developed leukemia 10 years later. Over 3,200 schools donated to get the monument built. When you walk around it, you'll see all these colourful ribbons, but actually they are thousands of paper origami cranes. The story goes that originally, a friend of the girl told her that if a sick person made 1,000 paper cranes, they would get better. So she actually made 1,400 paper cranes, but unfortunately she still passed away. But this tradition was still carried on, and cranes are made and donated every day. Next, you walk up to the Bell of Peace. Unlike a lot of bells in temples and shrines across Japan, this bell they encourage you to ring. Where the log hits the bell, there is an atomic symbol, and each ring is to show support to abolish atomic weapons. When you carry on walking around, you'll come across a mound. It looks unsuspecting at first, but then you find out that there is ashes of approximately 70,000 people that died, either at the bombing or as a result of the radiation at a later date. Further around, the next monument is the Flame of Peace. This has been set up to burn until the last nuclear weapon on Earth is destroyed. It shows that this memorial doesn't just want you to remember the past, but to think about the future. And right behind this, you will see the memorial cenotaph, with a saddle-shaped arch above it. Inside are the names of all the known people that have lost their lives, and if you stand in the right position, it is set up so that it perfectly aligns with the flame and the atomic dome. After this, you can walk over to the Prayer for Peace Memorial statue, and then you head into the Memorial Hall for the victims. This Memorial Hall is a museum housing a monument for all the fallen people. You start off entering a big circular room, and at the centre is a water fountain. But if you look from the top, it's actually the hands of a watch depicting the time the bomb went off. All around the room there are tiles, 140,000 tiles to be exact. Each tile is made to represent the estimate of the death toll. Once you leave this section, you can see a screen showing pictures of all the people that have been identified to have died from the attack. Out of respect, they ask that you don't film this part. You can then venture upstairs, where they have a large projector with handwritten accounts being read out. Fortunately, there are subtitles too. This was very moving and quite interesting to listen to. The running time is about 30 minutes, so if you have the time, it is worth it. And the final part is the main museum. I think we made a mistake when we went. We went in the afternoon and it was extremely busy and very difficult to see some of the exhibitions. The crowd would push you from behind but also stop in front of you, and it all became very overwhelming. So our advice on this would be go first thing in the morning, as it looks way quieter. But this museum holds artifacts from the day, including items that had been salvaged, including clothing and parts of buildings. It's an interesting stop, and also gives you an opportunity to learn about the before, the why, the how, and then the after and the fallout. Now, your day, if you do get the chance to visit, it won't be a happy one, but it is something that will probably be imprinted in your memory. This is one of the most catastrophic historical events to happen to the human race, and it holds so much significance on where we are headed as a species. But it does offer hope that from the result of such a horrific event, we can move forwards towards a safer future. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Catch you next time.